I was just thinking the other day, Wilson. I mean, the only artist I could think of, dead or alive, where it's like Universal, people wouldn't have an issue because I can't think of anyone today. It would be Michael Jackson.
Hmm.
Michael Jackson to me would be the only artist where it doesn't matter where you stand politically, racially, like it's Michael Jackson. He's the GOAT. But I'm thinking, who could they get for 2027 Super Bowl where everybody would kind of be like, all right, cool, because even Kendrick last year, right?
Hmm.
If you're not into hip hop or you don't really follow hip hop, I mean, yeah, Kendrick had a nice show too, but you can't really vibe with it. It's not your cup of tea.
Yeah, I think obviously, see the thing about it is that, like you said, not everybody's into hip hop. So the fact that a lot of people now in hip hop, like one half of the hip hop crowd hates Drake. If Drake got up there at the Super Bowl and gave a performance, I mean, there's a large percent of the country who doesn't care anything about the Drake Kendrick beef, and all they know that Drake is a huge star and he makes music that makes people feel good. That is not. That's kind of like you said, Michael Jackson. It's like he was. He there was like he transcended color, right? He wasn't like as much as blacks love him. This Michael Jackson movie is coming out, and all the blacks are excited. But you don't get that famous. Same thing as Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods. You don't get that big unless you're accepted by white people, you know. And Drake, the reason one of the reasons Drake became so big is because he is very popular with white people. Everybody likes Drake. Young people, at least that's what it was before this Kendrick beat. Young people,
And,
old people,
Wilson,
white
and
people.
Wilson, let me stop. Let me add one thing on there. People who say they don't like Drake, they're closet Drake fans now because now it's like, oh, you like Drake? Okay, so you don't fuck with Kendrick, right? It's
Hmm.
become that,
Hmm.
So there's not one person that can't in this world that can say, all right, they might not like his antics or they might think he's corny or whatever, but you can't deny the man's music.
Right, and he's. I mean, the Kendrick beef. That's almost 2 years. It's like a year and a half. Almost 2 years now. That's from when it started. And obviously the fallout has been what the fallout has been. But you're still talking about 2010, 2009, 2024. That's 14, 15 years of Drake being a superstar, making the the other than Taylor Swift, you're talking about the biggest pop artist of the last 15, 15 years. You know, it's 15 years, really, because Thank Me Later came out in 2010. Anything with all these are records that everybody knows, the big Drake records, you know? So if he gets up there at the Super Bowl and he performs these records, yeah, all the Kendrick fans and half of the hip hop crowds be like, well, we hate Drake now. There's a way. I mean, Drake didn't become as big as Drake is just from half of the hip hop crowd liking him or not liking him. Because Drake is somebody who he's so big, or he has been historically, so big and so popular across races, across genders, across everything. If he gets up there and he performs those songs, the songs are the songs, the hits are the hits, and people are going to enjoy it. Plus Drake is going to put on a good show too. Um, I don't think anybody, what Bad Bunny did, I don't know if anybody will ever be able to do that. As far as the showmanship and the production was just amazing. But it's Drake will get up. I don't think Drake would do it. But if he were, I think he's somebody who would be he put on a good show. Has Taylor Swift
Yeah.
ever done it?
So other than because if you think about it, but here's the thing, Wilson. If you're a 50-year-old white guy that lives in the suburbs and you don't even know Drake's music, that's the thing. Drake is like that for us. But there's nobody in today's
But even a 50-year-old
era.
white guy in the suburbs knows God's plan.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think so. I don't like. Okay, so for example, my dad, he knows all the Michael Jackson was so universal. Wilson, come on. There's not. Come on, dude.
Your dad
God's
was a
plan
Michael
really.
Jackson fan?
Yeah, you love Michael. Who didn't like Michael Jackson? That's the thing. Michael Jackson, even if you didn't speak English, even if you're Asian who didn't speak a lick of English, Hispanic, European, African, uh, anywhere, bro. It was Michael Jackson, bro. That beat, the way the beat starts, it's just like I said, bro. Um, I don't think there's anybody in today's you know genre that a 50 or 60-year-old white guy you know will know. And then guess what? If you put a country guy, right? Well, what's the urban community gonna say? Ah, man, this shit is whack. They're just catering to the white guy. You know,
Yeah, you're right. I was thinking,
you can't put Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is one of the biggest artists in the world right now. What do you think will happen if they put Taylor Swift on?
yeah, um, I, you're right. I was thinking about that this morning about Michael Jackson because, like I said, the movie is coming out. There will never be another Michael Jackson. There will never be
No,
anybody who's that famous and that good and making music that everybody enjoys and just, I mean, and I mean, it's amazing that he died at 50 years old. We should have gotten at least 25 more years of Michael Jackson, at least to hear him tell his side of the story on everything, and get as much out of him as we could. And, now there's really not that many. I mean, Michael's dead, Prince is dead, Whitney is dead, Elvis is dead. It's like, we got a few left, Springsteen and people like that. But for the most part, I mean, damn, we're lucky that we came along when we did. And Elvis died before we were born. But yeah,
yeah,
is that all you got on the halftime show?
yeah. I mean, that's just it was just interesting to see and to hear people's reactions online, and you know I don't think anybody hated the halftime show unless you're just a crazy right-wing lunatic and you just didn't like it because it was Hispanic, right?
Mm,
But I think anybody that you couldn't see the halftime show, like you said, you can't deny the presentation and the production and the color and the different people. It was definitely not boring. You didn't just stand there and just not do anything, you know?